Okay, everyone, game time! We have the Nations Cup on our hands again, and we have a qualifier, the Polish qualifier. So the teams were actually called Poland 1 and Poland 2. I thought that was slightly boring, so instead I renamed the teams here real quickly. We have Pierogi going up against Bigos. And yeah, we are gonna find out which dish is actually the favorite one in Poland for this particular tournament. So everybody who doesn't really know what's going on here, the Nations Cup is just around the corner to start with the group stage, but there are a couple of nations that have several teams that signed up to represent their country, and one of them is Poland. So the two teams that have signed up here will play a best of 5 series to find out which one's the stronger team, and then this team will represent Poland in the actual Nations Cup in the Nexus contest. Obviously, once that happens, we're going to rename them to Team Poland. But for now, at least, we're going to find out if Pierogi takes it today or if Bigos on the side of the red team is going to claim victory here. But yeah, we're going to jump in and see who claims it. For now, we're actually seeing on the left side a lot of familiar faces for the blue team. Podibos, Blekidney, you have DAB over here, Zadoon on the front line, and then Toulouse is in play for them as well. Whereas over to the right side, it's pretty much Hold My Beer that a lot of you guys should also know. So it's two teams that definitely have a lot of experience, participated in plenty of tournaments, but since there are quite a few ex-HGC player, Heroes Gaming Community by the way, still representing, on the left side, I would give a little bit of a favorable position to the blue team. Zadoon with Johanna immediately taken up. And obviously, when it comes to bans, Tracer banned out, they banned even more burst damage. I mean, we just have damage dealers banned this time. Nobody even looked at Anna, we have no one going for any offlaner. We're talking offlaner, that Blaze is getting picked immediately. Sometimes even in the main tank position this time. We had an interview with Lauber just the other day, and he was talking about how he feels that ever since Blizzard changed the delay on jet propulsion, all of a sudden these stuns are more reliable on Blaze, and you can actually play him in the main tank position, where stunning out an opponent and controlling the opponent's front line with CC is incredibly important. Li Ming picked together with that. That also takes it away from DAB, which is always a plus. The problem is that Vala was still open and so was Junkrat. And if we learned anything out of the Heroes High Premier Series, out of the playoffs, it's that Blekidney really likes Junkrat. So he's going to try and crush it with the Rat. Whereas Bigos has to find out what they're going to ban out now. And well, at this point they're targeting Podibos and saying, you know what, we've seen your Rexa, we don't like it, so let's get this out of the way first. No chance for getting Misha into the action here in game number 1. And this is a best of 5 series. Also, just to clarify, because some people might ask, hey, I didn't see this qualifier, I didn't see that qualifier. Not every country actually had a qualifier. UK, for example, has only a single team that was formed by a lot of known players. There was no one else that wanted to contest the position, so there was no qualifier needed. Then again, France, for example, had 4 teams that wanted the honors of representing France in the Nations Cup, and therefore we had a bit of a bigger qualifier there. But for most of the teams, or most of the countries where there are multiple teams, it's actually only 2. Therefore, a single best of 5 will suffice. Germany, for example, plays later on today, where we're going to see the same thing. So Ana is taken, so the nano-boosted Li Ming gets probably put into action later on in the game. Li Ming always boosted here. ETC also located now. It's actually a weird scenario these days, because all of a sudden, you're not 100% certain if that ETC is on the main tank or the off-tank position. That in and of itself is not a surprise. But normally, when you saw Blaze, you kind of knew what was what. Now, it's a little bit different. Malfurion gets picked, and so does Leoric for Toulouse. So a lot of wave clear. Tons of wave clear for the Pierogis. And Bigos, what are we going to get on the last one? For Haha here. And the answer to that question is, I mean, has to be another damage dealer. Ooh, or not, Oriel? Fair enough. I was waiting for the lobby to pop up and the draft to get cancelled so they can announce, oh, we just mispicked, we are sorry, we wanted something else. We have Anna Oriel Li Ming. Call me intrigued. That's going to be a little bit special to say the least, as we're heading into game number 1 of the best of 5 series here at the Nations Cup qualifier. Yakshimatsu Polatse, everybody! It is time for the Polish qualifier, and we are heading into Volskaya Foundry. On the left side, known faces with Podipos on Malfurion, Blikidny on Junkrat. We have Zedun on Johanna, Toulouf on Leo. Apparently, he has double citizenship, Polish and French, if I'm not mistaken. And DAB on Vala, and on the right side of the map, Richu playing Blaze, Balsa on Liming, Saturas on ETC, Scope on Ana, and Defsio on Oriel. I mean, the only way that I can really explain what's going on here is that someone in the draft for Team Bigos just said, guys, we have absolutely no chance here. I have no hope of us winning this. And then Defsio was just sitting there was saying like, wait, you want hope? Hey, I can give you hope. I can give you lots of hope. Picked Oriel, and that solved the problem immediately. So that already sets the tone for the series, and let's see how much of an impact he can have. I mean, if the man knows how to handle a whip, then he is maybe able to at least put your opponent into a little bit of an awkward spot here. I'm still waiting for the day when we're going to see Oriel together with Rexa, the guy that always wears a mask and has a little bit of a sexual S&M tendency here, and then also the girl that is just handling a whip like no other. That seems like a combo made in heaven, but we haven't really seen that a whole lot, so we'll find out. For now, the Pierogis with the rotation. We actually see Leo moving together with Vala immediately over to the spot on the left side. No arrow build for Vala though. We've seen that a few times now on this map, but instead the normal multi-shot build that we're going to get from DAB. And for Oriel, the Searing Light. Yeah, she's going to try and enlighten us a little bit, because it is kind of odd to see a double support with a single mage damage dealer. Normally when you see a double support and you have a hyper carry, it's more so sustainable damage dealer that dishes out damage mostly through auto attacks. Big fight already early on in the game, and damn, ETC goes down immediately. So him eliminated and Junkrat controlling the space means that they are able to pick up the first kill. The Pierogis, that is. And yep, they nearly got the kill against Oriel too. There's a lot of pew-pew happening as Ana is healing everybody up again. But Toulouf is moving out of harm's way, and there's the multi-shot build already starting up. So, up towards the top lane, Balsa and Blikidny playing off against each other. Again, the main damage dealer, the only real damage dealer actually, for Bigos. And the Pierogis, they're looking over to the right side, and they're like, Bigos? Yummy, yummy, yummy. We are hungry. Let's go, boys. And apparently they are trying to set themselves ahead a little bit more thanks to the healing beacon, which they can easily grab because they had an earlier level 4, and you don't want to go into that fight without having that even talent to your opponent. So now, dominance on level 4. You actually see at the bottom, Blaze maybe in trouble. DAB comes in and wants to even go for a body block, stopping the jet propulsion here, but he can't quite pull it off. Oriel in the meantime, going for the repeated offense, and it seems like we're going to have camps taken on both sides. Top right, top left, both of the mercenary camps attacked here to put some top lane pressure on, but just look at that gap in experience. Level 6 versus level 5, and that already is indicative that we are going to have one team claiming an advantage in talents as we are fighting over the first control point. That's not really amazing for Bigos. The Pierogis have a pretty solid chance of claiming the first one here. Unless, of course, there's a quick kill. If Bigos can come in and can take them down, that would be pretty fantastic. But I'm not so sure if they're able to really get that kill before level 7 becomes a problem. And let's not forget, there's a lot of items also in the hands of the blue team. They literally stole the turret away, and they got the healing beacon. That gives them an insane advantage. And now that they claim level 7 talents too, there's just no chance. I like how ETC actually delayed it a little bit more. They have now pretty solid advantage for just a little bit, but the blue team seems in full control over the situation right now. And yeah, Satus is already jumping around up at the front. Towards the top, we are still seeing Defsio together with Balsa going straight in for the move. And in the mid lane, the conversion of the checkpoint. Level 7 at least ready for both, and that gives us Calamity, obviously. We're also seeing the energized court taken by Oriel. And let's see if Oriel is going to be able to provide the team with a little bit of hope for Punisher number 1, for Protector number 1, because they definitely need that. And actually, as it happens, Li Ming is attacked immediately, dropping to 50% HP, the double support helping out. The tower on the ground, turret already dropped, and that's the end of ETC again. That's the second time. Apparently, the pierogies, they want to create a few more pierogies. They're going to go for the ingredients here, and they're saying like, beef pierogi, awesome, let's go. Dropping the cow 2 times in a row, so it's time for the ingredients to be accumulated here. Now, Protector is claimed, and so far, this game has been going one way only. And as it happens, not even the rotation towards the bottom of the map that we oftentimes see from the ex-HGC players here, but instead we have the mid lane attacked ferociously and therefore a fort about to be dropped. Leo still pushing through the bottom of the map, and that's the end of the mid lane. So there's going to be quite a bit of pressure to that. DAB still super fine, just dancing around here and towards the top. Lekitne trying to attack Defsio and force the wave back, which will allow the Protector to even get more damage in, and one of the goals will be that fountain. Level 10 abilities don't make the cause of the red team any easier, and as it seems, Oriel might actually go down here too. In comes the Reptile, but it gets eliminated before it can do any serious damage. The fountain is down though, and the fort at the bot lane. Level 10 abilities still give them the upper hand. This currently is looking really, really nice for them. Yeah, I mean, already in the mid lane, we're having Blaze just pretty much poking his head out. And another item is also about to be taken too. I mean, it's getting nuts, because from an item perspective, the only problem that the pierogies are going to run into pretty soon if they continue down that path is that they are running out of heroes that can carry items. They literally hold 4 at this point, a double healing beacon and also 2 turrets. They're trying to go for ETC again, and this time they might just miss out on the kill. But they're still able to get a lot of damage onto the fort, and that's a huge problem. Okay. At the same time now, though, the red team, they need a bit of a win, and they have level 10, so maybe with that they can also set something up here with the party time. Well, so far we don't see that mosh pit, but he pays it through. Mosh pit is in, and Li Ming comes in, says Dzień dobry, and just jumps in and takes them down with Calamity. Dziękuję. Nicely done. The problem is that ETC dies just a second later, and that is problematic now. 3 kills against 1. It was off to a good start. I mean, sacrificing the mosh pit cooldown for the kill was absolutely worth it given the situation they were in, but now they're losing even more, and DAB just wants another kill against Li Ming. He can't quite get it, but as you can tell, Oriel is in trouble. But she never gave up hope, and that's why she's still in the action here. They had to drop a few of the items, though, the blue team, that is. But obviously, they're still massively ahead, and they are able to take down the 4 topside now together with the minion wave. Now Oriel is trying to prevent the worst. Might actually hold it. Nah, not quite. She was hoping for a good move there, but hope is all she has, quite literally. But as it stands, we have now 3 kills against 1, and still good control from the pierogies as they are starting to move towards level 13, which would give them another advantage in talents. And this should actually happen around the time that the objective is announced all the way up to the top. So right now, the attack towards the camp, level 13 talents are as expected ready. Ripper Air is in play. We're having Gloom for Vala after she went into Strafe, and the Holy Fury for Johanna. If I had such a shitty haircut, I would be furious as well. If that Fury is really holy, that's something that we can debate a little bit, but I'm pretty sure that the next time Johanna goes to a hairstylist, we're going to see a different outfit for her. But she is able to move out without falling, and instead it's Li Ming that gets taken out. Vala with a nice strafe kill against the damage dealer in the back line, and even the double support can't keep her alive. Even with the bunker, it seems like we might see another kill, but thanks to a good move from Ana with the sleeping dart, the onslaught is stopped at least for now. The pierogies with 4 kills against 1, and Team Bigors is in trouble as the next objective has just now spawned, and they are still an entire level away from level 13 talents, and they also are lacking a lot of experience to catch up in stats, which is obviously another big problem for them right now. Towards the top, we still have both teams heading straight in for their mercenary camps again. That really hasn't changed. Malfurion is the one holding the spot right now for them. And at this point, we have a quick look at the damage output. 23,000 for Li Ming. Oriel is sitting at 16,000. Pretty respectable damage output by her, but just nothing compared to what we're seeing from Junkrat and also from Vala here. Another fight over the spot without level 13 talents, but what a mosh pit once again against Johanna. And she has the moves. Hips don't lie, baby. But at this point, she's just dancing herself into the ground. Johanna goes down, so does Leo, and Team Bigos all of a sudden is just saying, all right, give us those pierogies. We are hungry as well. They get the 2 kills, they get level 13, and they have a chance to go for objective number 2. There's still a bit of a chase on down here with a Reptire, which gets slowed down, but a full tire to the face. Oriel just doesn't have a chance there. The track marks and skid marks all over her body, and there she goes down. The whip can't rescue now. So with that said, 15 versus 14. Getting closer to level 16, actually. These boys are looking for the next talents. Teloof with a bit of an airball move here, as he's trying to go for a mace to the face move, but Balsa just simply teleports away from it, so no chance there. And there's level 16. Despite the 2 kills, Team Bigos still fighting themselves slightly behind. And here's the Frost Shot. More control, the endless nades, and also fanaticism on Johanna. Alright, Jojo ready to rock and roll. And as it happens, this is going to be another objective for the team in blue. At least what it seems like. So our Polish qualifier so far off to a pretty decent start for the former HTC players. There is a bit of an attack towards Bleak Kidney then again. But they can't lock him down. That would have been a nice gank if they could have secured the kill here, which is not quite the case. Talking about kills. Oh, Depsio again on his Oriel surviving. And not the first time that we saw him heavily attacked and barely making it out, but he is getting out of these situations quite frequently and very reliably too. Now, the rotation towards the bot is already indicative of the Pierogi move, which is going to be to make sure that they're going to drop the fountain and that they can claim objective number 3. But of course, they would hope to get a bit more here, especially with everybody else rotating in now as well. And there we go. Yep, pushing the opponent past the fort, attacking it from behind, and taking it down as well. So, that should be the end of this one. Reptire! Junkrat again, our little Australian. Oh, Frost Shot slows them down a bit more, but there wasn't really too much follow-up damage behind it. As long as they can open up the wall, that would still be another big win for the Pierogis, because it means they can use the next objective, if they take it, to go for keep and maybe even core. So yeah, nicely played here. Yeah, the interesting part about this team is really that, because up to this Nations Cup, I also assumed that Teloof was just only French, because we've seen him mostly playing with the French teams, but apparently he is quite the world traveler. Doesn't only have a dual citizenship, the Polish and the French one, but he also lives in Belgium. So yeah, this guy is getting around. And I thought I lived in a lot of places, but yep, that's a little bit more than I can claim. At least when it comes to nationalities. So with this, even though some people say I'm half German, half French, so what do you know? Sorry, not French. I was thinking about Teloof at that point. Half German, half funny, but I guess that was also a bit of a bad joke, so that kind of fits. The dad jokes are coming out today. But as it happens, no real baguettes. Well, one baguette maybe in this game, but outside of that, it's all about Bigos and Pierogis, and that's what we're getting here. As it stands, let's focus on the game before I'm embarrassing myself a little bit more. We have another healing beacon fought over, and with 16 versus 16, it still doesn't seem like a chance here. Ooh, nice slide! Mosh pit attempt gets interrupted. Oh, the Aegis! And that's the play, baby! The full-on lockdown Blaze gets nano boosted here and is trying to get one stun in after another, and they actually get the kill against Malfurion. What is this fight? Damn, son. ETC is dead again, but Malfurion has also fallen, and I gotta admit that I have not seen too many nano boosted Blazes. That was an interesting one, but the stuns, they came through. And that's a quick kill against Johanna. Team Bigos is fighting back and looking for a few items for themselves finally. Nicely done here. Okay. So with this, we have quite the action on our hands now. There's a lot of oil spill. AOC wouldn't be happy about that. I mean, climate change is a problem, and I think in the spirit of climate change, Blizzard should finally do something about it and remove Blaze from the game, or maybe shift him over to renewable energies, because I gotta say, it's a little bit irresponsible by a company to just advocate even more oil and gas here, and then also like just lighting it up on fire. I mean, what were they thinking, really? We need to create a hashtag and create a little bit of outrage here, because that is just unacceptable. 66,000 damage for Vala. Top damage in the game. We have 48,000 for Li Ming. But the problem is really the level 20 talents that the team Pierogi is claiming any second. With those, they should have a pretty secured third protector. They claim 2 already, and it seems like the third objective will also end up in their hands. For now, actually the move towards the top to catch the experience. 20s are there. Malfurion is still playing it a little bit close, saying like, I don't really want to be caught alone down here, despite the fact that we are ahead. Buried Alive is in. We already have Indestructible. Just waiting for Vala to see what she goes for. Traditionally it's the Farfly Quiver, but if you hesitate this long, it seems like we're going to have a different talent chosen in this one. Yeah, there's the Entomb, and Li Ming gets nearly buried alive there. And there's the Strafe upgrade. Alright, the Death Siphon. As we go straight in for the damage. Junkrat and Blaze are still fighting it out, but even with that little skirmish that we had, I don't see a chance for Team Digos to really win the fight here. Unless they get a quick kill. I just don't see that happen. So they will probably have to try to get level 20 for themselves and then defend with Storm Talons against the Protector onslaught that is definitely going to happen at some point here. Now, with that said, Junkrat is actually the one that is playing this currently pretty safe. Happy Cloud is still in action, and yep, the Joker is always happy. Yeah, he's the one that doesn't understand why everybody else is so serious here. So Happy Cloud is obviously the only mount. I mean, in this case, I let even the money pick slide. But let's see. He's a funny guy too. And that seems like a bad idea. If you see your opponent poking around, even if there's still someone at the bottom, not quite sure if I would really make that commitment just now. But it's a 4 versus 5, so both teams have to be a little bit careful here. There's an advantage, there's a bit of control move. They're actually going for it. Whip into the corner. If Sardos lands a good mosh pit here, that might just be that. I don't know why they are fighting. It's a 4 versus 5 still. The Protector's at the bottom and is starting to move topside, actually. Wow. The fight is still ongoing. And the 5 versus 4, there's the move with the Blessed Shield and the Protector flank. The best flank in the game, baby. We're talking about Jaina flanks and stuff like that. Screw that. Look at this. Protector is also starting to dance a little bit. Well, not quite, but they're going for Li Ming after they take down Oriel. That's a double kill for them. And they want the cow. There's the slows thanks to EAB's Frost Shot. And he is going to chase that down. Apparently, Vala is eager for a burger or something. That didn't connect, and therefore no slow, and no slow, no kill. 2 heroes still down. ETC at this point a little bit useless. Storm Talents are in, but the mid lane is open, and that keep is gonna fall. Easy one right here. Jumping in, and with the Protector, they are now starting to go for the core. We talked a little bit about the pollution attitude of Blaze. Can you imagine what the Protector, what kind of a carbon footprint the Protector has? Unbelievable. So instead, we need to get Elon in there. Elon needs to really change something about all of this. This needs a little bit of different energy source. Nano boosted ETC. What could go wrong? The core goes down as the Pierogis take game number 1. A Reptile kill to finish it off. And they take the lead against the second Polish team in this qualifier. GG and well played. Game number 2, Sky Temple. The Pierogis are in the lead, and as I think some people might still be a little bit confused if they skipped the earlier explanation in the first draft, I want to highlight again that the teams are actually called Poland 1 and Poland 2. Since this is the Polish qualifier where we have 2 Polish teams fighting for the honor to represent their country in the Nations Cup. Where we actually have a pretty big prize pool too, so it's not only just the honor to represent your country, there's a lot of money on the line as well. But now that we're heading into Sky Temple, obviously we renamed the teams a little bit to just make this a bit more interesting, spice it up, so to say. And it seems like of the Polish foods, the pierogies are currently proving to be the better one. But the series isn't over. This is a best of 5, which will determine which team then advances to the group stage of the Nations Cup itself. And we'll see. So, well, we have bans against Chromie, we have bans against Tracer, nothing too crazy, but with Sky Temple being the map, globals are of course going to play a role here once more, which means that it's likely we're going to see either Dehaka or Falstead, maybe even both in this game. Abathur gets banned out as well, no love for the Slug. I don't really agree, but hell, what can I say? I really think that Blizzard is changing so many heroes and is buffing them the entire time, even if it's not needed. So I really think they need to just change Abathur a little bit. As much as I like Monty the Monstrosity, if they don't plan to buffing it in a way that would make the hero viable again, they should probably, or well, the heroic viable again. They should probably just change an ability, give Abathur an ability that's called the bitch slap, which pretty much means that if Abathur can tunnel in somewhere, come in from behind, and then just slap someone from behind, it's an insta-kill. Or at least takes them down by 50%, something along those lines. That's an idea right there. Blizzard free of charge, you're welcome to use it. No problem. You can thank me later. DAB picks Vala and Zadoon on Mal'Ganis. Our boys definitely back, and talking about packs and boys and back. Greymane and Rhaegar, the wolf pack, ladies and gentlemen, is in the house. Okay, both of them aiming for the title of Big Bad Wolf. They have a problem though. As you can see, the first pick on your opponent's team, Red Riding Hood, is against them. Exactly. Greymane again in his old fairy tale, trying to take down Red Riding Hood, but Vala, she found the bow and now she's just sitting there, crossbows actually, trying to take Greymane down herself. Screw that hunter, we don't need that guy. So Dehaka gets banned out. There's still a few globals available. No, I'm not talking Brightwing, that's not a global, that's a problem. And the last ban is Tacita. Apparently they don't want to allow for the dull support Vala, but there's always the chance of Zarya getting picked, of course. So that's another one that we should go for. But as it stands, we have on Sky Temple our next 2 picks. And we don't have a support yet, so Malfurion could be picked again. Could play a little bit of a different style with Vala, obviously. We talk about double supports too. And there's Ana again. Alrighty, so Ana gets claimed. Toulouf on ETC. So ETC on the side lane with Stage Dive. That might actually force Team Bigos to go into a Falstad play. So that is something that we might have to consider here right now. False dad or real dad? One of the questions, like we really don't know. And they also need a side laner. Sylvanas and Rexa. Alright. The Call of the Wild. Let's go and see what he can actually pull off here. As Richu takes the hero. But also, with that said, Blick Kidney. What are we gonna get? Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Junkrat again? Liming. Fair enough. Reset time, baby. Alright. Game number 2 in the best of 5 series. The Pierogies against Team Bigos. Poland 1 against Poland 2 in the Polish qualifier for the Nations Cup. Let's get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Sky Temple, and we're heading into the second map. The 1-0 lead for the Pierogies, and on the left side, Poti Boss on Ana, Blickitney on Liming, Toulouf on ETC, and DAB on Vala. Zadoon on Mal'Ganis, and over to the right side, Bigos with Richu on Rexa, Devsio on Sylvanas, Scope on Rhaegar, Balser on Greymane, and Sartwas on Johanna. And I know I talk about this every single time we have Sky Temple, but seriously, when you come to Sky Temple and you see this, everything is blue and a little bit dark, does that sound like Sky Temple? Seriously? Does that really look like, I don't know, like more of an Egyptian style where we have sun just burning down on those temples all day long? This looks like it's something like Atlantis after it sank into the ocean or something along those lines. A couple of water bubbles would definitely more so fit the bill here. I don't really know why Blizzard changed it in the first place. Some people said it was too bright, and the only thing that I can tell is, well, grow up, Buttercup, because it is a sunny map. I mean, Sky Temple. Sky, not underwater temple. There's a difference. But apparently that didn't matter, and now we have this bluish hellhole right here as we see a fairy tale unfold in front of ourselves. Red Riding Hood going up against the big bad wolf. So, Valalalala in the middle. The wolves are already there, but the AB is still safe, and here comes the Dune. I mean, he's the only one who really benefits from the newly darkened temple. As a vampire, he obviously enjoys his environment quite a bit, so that is definitely going to help him. Talking about environment and enjoying things, they enjoy aggression, don't they? Whew. They really want to go for it. That might have been a dumb idea, though. Like, they really want to go for that, but Bolson Greymane is currently losing the battle against Red Riding Hood. Vala is ripping him a new one. And guess who's coming in? It's Toulouf. Time for the kills, and it is a fiesta. 1 down, 2 down, 3 down, and... oh, RNGesus is with the AB. And that's a quad kill. A 1-for-4 trade. Only Mal'Ganis goes down. And we all know what is dead can never die. Mal'Ganis has already died 1,000 years ago or something like that. So that doesn't even matter. But now we have 4 kills against 1. An entire level lead. They went for the aggression. They tried to be aggressive. They tried to really determine their own fate here early on in the game. And it backfired heavily. Unfurling Shadows, by the way, on level 1 for Sylvana. So it seems like we're going to get some stacks together for our girl. And talking stacks, Vala with her level 4 choice heading straight into the stacking quest, of course, with a true and tried arrow build. First objective isn't even announced. I mean, they are already burning through the bottom of the map, and as we all know, the second objective is going to be very, very important since it's dropping around the time that teams will reach level 10. And if you're in a position where you have taken down your opponent's fountain at the bot side, whew, that is going to hurt. So, Sylvana's actually empowering the push at the top on the other hand, so they are getting some structural damage out too. Team Bigos, they're going for it. But the Pierogies still with an attempt to take something down here. Tasty, tasty, tasty. The double temple is also about to activate. Cam gets eliminated, and all alone at the bottom of the map is Rexa. Yep, he's all alone here. All alone. Nobody wants to join him. Some people say it's because he doesn't shower. I don't really believe these rumors, but he can't quite shake them. I mean, he seems to be a little bit smelly. Maybe that's the reason why ETC goes down here, since he has a pretty beastly odor as well. He might not be as affected by it. But Nisha is already jumping around in the middle right now. ETC is currently trying to push this out even more, and if he can take the fountain down, that would be great. Talk about taking things down. That fort topside is gone. With them dropping the wall thanks to the camp and then claiming the top temple, that's an easy one for them. But there's still a bit of aggression happening in the middle. Oh, Sylvanas jumps out. The Dune, though, in trouble, gets healed by Ana, and it's instead Sylvanas that falls. And guess who's back, baby? The cow is back to business. And there comes the wolf, and DAB goes in for the kill, but they lost Li Ming in the process. So it's a 2-for-1 once again. And damn, the shots are really fired in this one, aren't they? They're going in again for Greymane, and that should be a kill. Oh, ho, ho, what? No way. No way. DAB, he survives too. What is this? That is actually crazy. Everybody is still alive and kicking with the exception of Mal'Ganis, who actually fell on the way back. But that should have ended a little bit differently. I honestly expected the blue team to at least get 2 more kills here, but they couldn't. So yeah, that wasn't too bad. With that said, 9 kills early on. And yeah, Calamity is obviously up. At the bottom of the map, you could still see this aggression towards the fountain that I talked about earlier. But from a structural perspective, Team Bigos is ahead. Now, they are slightly behind the experience, and the structural position is obviously not everything in this game. Actually, that's not quite true. I mean, like, it's really a big deal. The talent lead, or the potential talent lead around level 10 with the advantage and experience the blue team holds on right now would be quite impactful. But structural damage is really important, as we've been going over in the past a lot on this map. And so right now, them taking even more down matters. It's only just a question of what can be accomplished with this fight. If they can maybe get a couple of kills and then claim the objective, that would be fantastic. Balsa's on the run. Greymane seems to be on the run a lot here. Yeah, he thought he had an easy target when he saw DAB and Vala there, but that little Red Riding Hood is biting back pretty quickly. Can't give her 2 crossbows. So apparently she knows how to handle that shit. At this point, everybody is starting to jump in. Level 10 soon. They haven't taken down that fountain yet. The Kidney wants it, and he takes the shield down, but they need a little bit more damage if they really want to get it. Balsa had to rotate into the middle. I mean, he needs the experience, and there's level 10 any moment now. Arrow is already through, but that drop thanks to the temple shots. And we have Strafe once more. Strafe also stage dive, so the global is now in play, and that gives a huge advantage over to the Pierogis, who are now sitting in a spot where ETC can push out the top lane before he jumps in and joins the team fight. There's still also the Cursed Bullet. 13 stacks, 14 for Vala on her level 4, starting to slowly but steadily get the talent completed. ETC could claim vision even in the middle. Here's the Boars all unleashed. And they're taking over the position on the bottom point. 2 forts have fallen on the red team side. Here comes ETC with the slide stopped cold by Misha. Bullet hits. And there she's even going for Johanna, but Iron Skin is out, and that's a kill, and they are looking for even more now. Vala with a strafe adding up a lot of the damage here. Misha is annihilated, and DAB just jumps in again. So it's like, I got this. 1 versus 4, no problem, boys. Gets another stack, 17 now for the arrow. But there's a few more shots fired by the temple, and that even drops more towards the top. Talking about dropping stuff, with the Monster Hunter on level 1 for Vala, they have a good chance of dropping that boss whenever they want to. In this case, it's a bit too risky, but that is definitely something that they can do later on when the quest is completed, for Vala in particular. So that is... it could be troublesome, really, because it just speeds up your ability to grab that boss, and if Bigos for one moment doesn't pay attention, then the other Polish team is going to claim that victory there. 14,000 damage for Sylvanas, 23,000 for Li Ming, same actually for Vala. The two of them are very, very close in terms of the damage numbers now. And with this, here comes the attack towards the top side. TAB is still cautious on 18 stacks. I mean, one of the cool things for him is, of course, that he can stack against Misha as well. So that speeds up the entire process a little bit, and once you have the 20, you're going to be golden there. Greymane with the attack. And the rest of the team is coming in and also help out here. But as it stands, they're even trying to invade. The left side has not been claimed yet, the Siege Giants, and so they're sitting in the bush just waiting for an opportunity to maybe even invade this one. It's nearly even experience for the two teams at this point. The attacks also in the middle, at the bottom of the map. Sylvanas is annihilating another wave, hoping to get closer towards the fort and maybe take that one down too. There's no actual temple announced yet, but with ETC running a global, he can still give the experience at the top of the map. Plays it safe though, and for good reason. The rotation was already headed his way as he was starting to fall back a little bit to be more so on the safer side. And as you can tell now, we're actually looking at one temple activating in the middle and another one at the bottom of the map. So 13 talents are ready. Yeah, they go for Greymane again. Greymane gets cleansed out. The fight is still there, and Sylvanas even had to move back for just a moment. But the temples are now activating, and both of the teams have level 13 now. So it's again another even fight. But at least DAB should be able to get his quest completed, and yet is able to grab it just as he goes in and drops a bit of damage onto Greymane. Hasn't taken his 13 yet. Could still go into the arrow on 13. For the self-sustain, or is it going to be Gloom again for them here? ATC is still looking towards the top, and he has his ult up. He can jump down here whenever need be. That global is really starting to become incredibly powerful in his hands and be a huge asset for the team. And they are about to get the first temple, or the last fort taken on the outer side. Still no fight forced here. Okay, fort at the top has actually fallen. ETC can still move down if he wants to, if they see a fight opportunity. They're looking for it as we speak. And yeah, down here gets pushed away. Gloom gets picked by Vala. The fight is about to start, and ETC with a slight. Misha not reacting this time. Here come the boars, and the damage from Li Ming with a combo. But Zedun is low, Ancestral already out on Rhaegar, and it seems like Johanna could fall, but they actually ignore her for now, instead focusing their attention onto Greymane for good reason. He's already gone, and they're trying to go for the second wolf here. Seems like Rhaegar is going to die, but he gets the kill against Vala. That is an absolute murderous doggy right there, but he gets taken out too, and that's 3 kills now, 4 kills, only 1 survivor, and it is Rexa. But they focus their attention right away after that big victory onto the boss in order to put even more pressure onto the bot lane with the addition of the remaining shots at the temple itself. Great fight for the Pierogis. They take it 11 kills against 4, and they're closing in on level 16. Another big talent in their hands would be great for them. Rex actually the only one that hasn't really fallen yet. Only Misha has been eliminated throughout this game. But there it is. 11-minute boss gets taken. Final few shots here at the bottom as we see the entire wall already softened up. That's great to enhance that boss push even more. 1 tower is going to fall. Down it goes. And we have the Seething Hatred for Vala on level 16. So going full on into the build. Again, you don't have to. Manticore is always a great option, especially since you're expected to go into your Farfly Quiver then on level 20 to get even more value. We could also see the upgrade for Strafe once again. That boss really didn't do a whole lot. Still early on in the game, therefore not quite powerful. But it forced a lot of the resources of Vigos to invest time at the bottom of the map. Cleared up the top, allowed them to push everything out, and even invade the opponent's camp, which they can easily do now. Hunter-Gatherer is also completed. 58 stacks on the Unfurling Shadows for Sylvanas, by the way. Even adding the Cold Embrace now on level 13. The only difference, really the Festering Wounds on 7. Obviously needed if you want to stack quickly here. But the stacking process so far is not going as well as they were hoping for. But just look at this top lane push. Double camp. Double camp and the spell aura. This is a fantastic setup to look for a kill and maybe even a keep. But 16 is about to be ready for Team Vigos. And they have Sylvanas. They're trying to clear the waves here. Balls is a little bit low. Blikitne wants to go in for the kill, but can't get it. Is looking for the Calamity, but it doesn't connect. Already had Anna's ult on her. And here comes the attack against the Keep. The Keep is already looking low. Strafe is out. The kill attempt against the Li Ming, but this time they can't close the distance. And the Keep seems to just be defended by Team Vigos. Great setup by them against the double camp and the onslaught from the 5 heroes. Well played. Now, of course, the bottom of the map still up. Temple activating in another 17 seconds. And despite the fact that they're heavily ahead in kills, I mean, they have 7 kill lead over their opponent, we still see them with only a level lead. So it could be way worse for the opponent. Oh, Zedun? Alright, gets the Carrion Swarm through. That was an important one. It's even Talons, so this is an opportunity to come back into this. There is obviously a big lead right now. And as it stands, actually just saying like, wait, objective? Why again would we do that? Oh, there's a keep. We can simply go for that. And the red team is immediately jumping back. And what's the blue team doing? They remembered, wait a second, don't we have a guy that has like that global mobility? Like, what's that shit called? Stage dive or something? Can he jump in from the other side of the map? Let's just get him in here and let's rule that and put him to some use. And that's exactly what they do. Boars get unleashed. ETC is firing away at the bottom of the map and could put some serious hurt onto the keep itself. Unless he has to jump into the fight. Zedun low and Zedun goes down. Vala wasn't even there. That's the end of ETC, of Mal'Ganis. But ETC is just saying, boys, I got this. We can get that key. That's an easy one. Easy peasy. Let's take this one down. And they're gonna grab the first one of the game. Continuous catapult pressure throughout the bottom of the map. No problem. Vala sitting in the bush. Blikitne going for the flank. Oh my god. And get some honest damage against Sylvanas, which just says, okay, I'm done with this shit, boys. We're gonna push now too. I have this thing, you know, like I can actually disable structure, so let's try and use that a little bit. Which is exactly what they're attempting to do now. So with this, there's the attack. And bot lane pressure even more thanks to the camp that they just took. Up towards the top, we have Toulouse sitting tight and pushing it out again in the lane. Camp claimed. Question just simply is how far can ETC push the top lane? If he can go for the second keep, then they would be in a much better position because 2 lanes would all of a sudden push against the opponent. But as it stands, there's the pew pew pew, Li Ming, and that is that. Nicely played. Li Ming down. Great setup here from Team Bigos. That was actually quite respectable. That kill came at the perfect moment. Maybe a chance for them to get a keep on their own. The problem is that this Siege Giant camp stops all of the reinforcements, so they have to play with what they have here. That in and of itself is actually a lot, by the way. They're gonna get this one. That's actually pretty impressive. Team Bigos is going to likely claim the keep now. Actually, at this point, they're falling back. 5 versus 4. Guys, this is your best chance to get a keep and force a fight before level 20. They should really, really rock this. I know it's annoying when you don't have any minions that can help you, but they have Sylvanas, they have Greymane. I think they could still make that play, and I think they should make that play. Because now they have to deal with the fact that lanes are pushing against them, and with a level 20 ability that will drop sooner rather than later into the hands of the Pierogies. So not going for that might be a mistake. They don't have enough time for the boss. They can't take it. It's a 5 versus 5. This is not the fight you want to take. Definitely not. Not anymore. That one just put in too late. And now with Li Ming back at level 20 talents there, you're in trouble and you know it. Yeah. Carrion Swarm gets upgraded, Strafe gets upgraded. Pretty much just upgrades that we're having. Nano Boost already emphasized. And the only outlier is ETC. And as you can tell at the top, another keep down. That's rough. Even with only the objective, you can end the game now if you are the Pierogies. So what Team Bigos is trying to do is claim 20 and then force the fight. But ETC is already on its way. Stage Dive is back to business, so that's an easy one for him. But the mid lane gets attacked, and this is just getting brutal. 20 versus 20 now, so that's at least a saving grace that they might be able to use here. But with the help of Vala, look how quickly they're taking this one down. DAB with a double arrow build and Monster Hunter is just incredibly annoying here. The Dune goes down, interrupted actually on his ult as he was trying to go for it. But now we have ETC at the top just firing away. We have the boss at the bottom of the map. That keep is gonna fall too. You're shitting me, right? Johanna taking over the top side. I guess Li Ming might just go for it and get the final hit in, but the boss is going to hurt it. Oh, that's a problem. The self-ancestral is half a second too late. They even go for Sylvanas. The power slide is dodged, but doesn't even matter. The stage dive takes the keep down, and now with all the keeps lost and the boss wailing away against the core, 2 heroes down on the red team side, it seems like the Pierogies are going to grab the second victory. Li Ming falls, but that boss hurts, and so does ETC, and Vala doesn't stop her onslaught either. Nobody is dealing with DAB at this point. This is looking bad for Team Bigos. The Pierogies just a little bit too spicy here today. And that's a 2-0 lead in the best of 5 series at the Polish qualifier for the Nations Cup. Game number 3, ladies. Battlefield of Eternity, and it might just be the last map in this best of 5 series. The Pierogies, ladies and gentlemen, against Team Bigos. Poland 1 against Poland 2. So far, it seems like a pretty clean series. At least, I gotta admit that the Pierogies, they are coming in spicy today, and Team Bigos is just lacking that certain kind of flavor that they need in order to, well, come into this, like really arrive in the series and turn it around maybe. So I don't really think it's going to happen, but maybe they can turn it around. There are HEC players on the other side, and that in and of itself is obviously pretty powerful. By the way, I'm not quite sure why we have a Heroes Hype logo in there. That's not the Heroes Hype Premier Series. Something definitely went wrong at some point. But either way, as it stands, we have the same bans pretty much that we've seen in the entire series, with the exception of Greymane coming in as ban number 2 on the other side. So yeah, I'm not quite sure if the Heroes Hype logo was there the entire time. Obviously, we just finished the Heroes Hype Premier Series playoffs. But this particular tournament has nothing to do with Heroes Hype, so if that logo was visible throughout the last 2 games, then my apologies if it caused any confusion. What causes no confusion are the hero picks that we have at the beginning. DAB continues with the Vala pick, goes in and takes that. And also, we are looking at Li Ming and Malfurion. Both of them claimed early on right here. So, good poke from Balsa on Liming when it ever comes to the standoff situations that we oftentimes have here. Then again, the AB with an arrow build, we've seen how much damage he can do, especially once that he completes his quest on level 4. Together with that, you have Toulouf on Blaze and ETC in the mix, so there's a lot of control, a lot of CC from Blaze, from ETC, stuns into an immortal stun, for example. I would have said we could have even seen a Zarya here. We can still, in theory, see Zarya, also because Polyboss doesn't have a hero yet. There's actually a lot that they can do with it, but we don't have a support yet either, so we'll actually see how they're going to play this out, but there's a lot of opportunities for them to just empower Vala a little bit more. Jaina gets banned, so no burst damage. With all of that CC, you can't really blame them for this, but at the same time, the ban against the opponent, what are we going to get here? I mean, you could ban a frontline, you could ban Mal'Ganis out, which has been picked a lot, you could ban Johanna, which is actually what they're doing. So no interrupts and delays when there is an immortal race happening at any point. But on Battlefield of Eternity, we could now still get that pick into Mal'Ganis on the front line. There's others, of course, too. I mean, Garrosh is up. That's one pick that you could still claim. It's actually kind of sad that Dibbles is pretty much disappearing these days. He's suffering the same fate as did Anubarak. Whereas Anubarak can still enable you to go for the aggression. But there's Garrosh, there's Rexa. Both of them taken for Team Bigos as they're trying to spice things up and turn things around here. So, what else? What are we going to get for the blue team? It would be kind of funny to see again a Zarya pick, but I doubt it. As first of all, Rhaegar getting taken, and now the question what Blakidney is going to play in this game. I mean, traditionally we've seen him on a lot of Junkrat, but there's options for a third melee. Ah, and there she is, Zarya picked after all. Okay, let's go. Nice setup to protect Vala. Lot of CC, lot of wiggle room for Vala to be aggressive now that she's supported by 2 heroes. And in addition to that, Team Bigos, what are they gonna grab now? They have, by the way, once again also Rexa, which means that Misha has another option for Vala to stack her level 4. So that's usually a pretty safe bet. And there's Cassia! Cassia's our last damage, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 3, potentially the last map in this series, coming up right now. Game number 3, the Pierogies against Team Bigos. Alright, Battlefield of Eternity. On the left side, Polyboss on Zarya for Team Russia. Well, actually, the Russians not playing here today. It's Poland instead. Zadoon on ETC, Blakidney on Rhaegar, DAB on Vala, and Toulouf on Blaze. And to the right side of the map, Team Bigos with Richu on Rexa, also on Liming, Scope on Malfurion, Satuas on Garrosh, and Defsio on Cassia. Vala is going to be a lot of love clouds over here. The only one that is running around is actually Blakidney, who is by now on the support choice, but yep. Let's see how they're going to play this one out, because DAB is going to have a lot of fun with his support that he has in this game. Talking about fun, Toulouf doesn't have any. They're just coming in and say, okay, Dzień dobry, here we are, and they take down Blaze. He didn't expect that much of a commitment towards the bot lane, so that was that. Dziękuję for the kill, and now we have the 1-0 lead in kills for Team Bigos. But it's starting to become a bit of a race between the two teams when it comes to structures, and I'm not quite sure how to tell you this, but that lineup down at the bottom of the map is actually a pretty good one in order to burn all of this down, so they're making it happen. They're taking the wall, they're taking the fountain, topside Blaze is back to business, and this lineup that we're seeing here is just not as strong when it comes to claiming structure damage. So this is looking more and more like it's going to be a little bit of a loss. Now obviously the blue team is not going to try and make a rotation after they take the fort down, because they would be way too late. This one is falling too. What they are going to do is a very different play. They're going to push for keep. And that means that eventually Team Bigos is... they have to just fall back and deal with that somehow. So... well... maybe, maybe not. Next wave comes in. Top fort is going to fall. I'm a little bit surprised that they didn't make the play. They're not going for the keep, and that is actually surprising because the vision is definitely there. Instead, they're making a rotation after the fort has fallen and keep Blakidney at the bot lane to get the quick attack against the camp, and they're claiming this one.
But there's another camp on the map. And they want that. Yep, here we have it. Immediately the throw from Satras. They're trying to grab it. Taloof is going to make the play. Rega is on the way. So is Rexa. Yeah, they're trying to get this. The problem is Taloof is low, and he's not the only one that is rather low here. But, yep, the stuns come through. Blikitne in trouble. Oh, that orb just missed. That could have been a kill for sure. It was actually kind of funny, because initially what we saw was the throw on one of the Khazras, and that resulted in the camp being taken incredibly late here. Now we have level 4 abilities, which gives us Hunter-Gatherer and Dominance for Li Ming. Plus, in addition to that, we have the stacks for Vala. So it's stack time. Vala is going to try and get this one through. And also, additionally, 8 stacks already for the Demolitions Expert, now that we're talking stacks. 7 for ETC. If they win one Immortal and they get the extra globes, that would be a win for him. But the Dune is already waiting around to get one here. Actually timing this a bit differently. Bloop, there we go. 8 for him. And once that he has the proc rock ready, this is obviously going to give them a lot of sustain. But now we have the situation where an ETC slide or just simply a J propulsion from Blaze can really help you to lock someone into the Immortal stun. Vala is still trying to get some value. Talking value, yep, ETC is coming in, but so does Blaze. He slides in with the jet propulsion, and there's the attack against Sartras. No stacks actually for Vala at this point. Hasn't really connected anything just yet. DAB could move towards the top to get the damage in against the Immortal, but the level 4 progress is definitely not really that great yet. Level 7 would be awesome for them too. Having the double arrow is just fantastic. Stun, of course, intentionally from the Immortal to increase the energy on Zarya after she dropped the shield here. And as it stands, it's a slight lead for the blue team on the Immortal. Small lead, but it's there. And he has the potential to burn this one down. They're gonna try to. No level 7 talents in sight for either one of these teams. Also on the side, on the right side, is attempting to take the Immortal down with slow peel. Blikitne attempting to defend it. It's actually a very defensive position that they're taking here. Boss still at the front. The setup against Malfurion, and that might be a kill, but nope. Instead, it's Taloof who is in trouble. And as the missiles connect from Li Ming, Blaze gets taken down. Devsio and Malfurion both low, but they cannot get that kill. They might get the kill against Rexa, and they do. Rexa goes down, and so does the dog. Little doggy bites the dust, and now the open hunting season for the blue team's Immortal. And this is a victory for Bigos on objective number 1. Nicely done. Level 7 comes with that. 3 kills against 1. And that might just be the lead that gives them the first victory in the game. I mean, obviously, we're really jumping the gun here, but if you can hold on to a lead early on in the game, that would be quite nice. Let's not forget that forts have fallen on both sides, as both teams pretty much just make this game a lot quicker, a lot faster by taking down one fort early on in the game, and this is just going to propel all of this forward a little bit quicker. Now at the bottom of the map, that's an easy claim on the wall, and even with the Immortal starting to lose hit points, not shields, this might result in the second fort being eliminated too, especially with Vala just shelling away the entire time from the back. Taloof comes in, they want the kill, and Devsio might be a little bit too far out here. No way. That would have been the save of the ages if Garrosh would have been able to allow her to live here. But Cassia goes down, and the fort does not. Fort is still in. 2 kills against 8. Yep, the blue team, they're not kidding around here. Level 7, the Echo Paddle, also repeating arrow. And talking about repeating arrows, puncturing arrow is now sitting on 4 stacks for her. So the more we're going to see on that end, the more damage output for DAB in team fights and against the Immortal. Top lane gets attacked too. That's where we have another camp taken. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Honestly, this game so far has been kind of fun. The push against the keep, though, is giving the Pierogies another opportunity to start with a slight lead over their opponent. And they're forcing also the move back towards the Nexus in order to defend the keep. So nobody is sitting at the top lane anymore, and Taloof is just like slowing the lane down, not pushing this out. First of all, because it makes it much safer for him to get the experience here, but at the same time, it's making it way more difficult for Team Bigos to actually come here and get any experience themselves. So that's a problem. That wave was already lost, and he's going to wait it out a little bit more with this wave too. Bottom fort is still dead. 33 stacks for Zarya on her level 1, 13 for ETC, 10 stacks for the Hunter-Gatherer, for Rexa. And yeah, all the way up to the top. There's the attack now, slowly on this end. 10 abilities is the next thing on the agenda. And Vala still trying to get a couple of stacks together. And is able to do that, but the last arrow did not connect. Yep, that was a bad arrow. Pretty much like TV show. Pretty much the same thing. Okay, DAB though has to fight over this one, and this is a dicey one. With level 10 around the corner, the first team to kill someone is gonna get level 10, and it's actually Zarya that falls. Level 10 is in, and let's see if they can get more. They're trying to. DAB on the run, one arrow out, there's the stun, there's the taunt, and there's the kill. That double kill, and Team Bigos playing a pretty solid game so far. 5 kills against 2, and that that hyper carry Vala setup is just not working out here. Not at all. Could now, after level 10, of course, start to change. The problem is that they are falling far behind on the objective. They lose out on the halftime show, and if they can't claim a victory in this team fight, I'm not quite sure if they're going to lose a keep here, but they're losing more and more momentum in this game. And that's a big problem. It's a very big problem. So for now, we have the defense set up. Vala is back to business and could now make all the difference here. But with only 9 stacks on the level 4, that's a lack of damage that they still have. Another shot fired, and DAB is able to get a 10 stack together. But let's see. Everybody is starting to jump in towards the top as the shamans are being fought over again, but the continuous poke against the Immortal is successful. So it seems like the Pierogis are banking their hopes on a team fight. But then they need to win it. They're poking against the setup. They want the camp, and they get the camp. ETC makes it happen. There's the sanctification. Actually, the ancestral healing, but also the ult from Zarya. That was a good one, but they still don't have the kill. They're trying it against Cassia, but they get it against Li Ming instead as Cassia moves away. Misha is also down. That's a decent start for them into the fight, but let's not forget that the Immortal of the blue team is so incredibly low on health that it's nearly impossible for Vala to catch up in time. There's one arrow, there's the second, trying to burn it down. Right side still pushing. Cassia comes in with the damage. She's not the only one. We have the commitment from Team Bigos as they want to go for it. But Vala is coming back, trying to help out here, looking for another kill. This time Cassia's in trouble, and this time she actually goes down. The poke is still there. The heroes are falling in HP, and it's a close call. 5 kills against 4 now, but I still have my money on the red team winning the Immortal. Oh, well, actually, in this case, 83 hit points! What the hell? 83 hit points as we see the blue team grabbing the objective. Nicely done, nicely done. Top lane gets pressured now, and there's an opportunity for the Pierogis to take the fort down and at least equalize the position in structures. So far, so good. And, well, we're gonna find out if they can do a little bit more than break through the wall here. So Garrosh gets his quest completed. Also, we have ETC actually incredibly close for this. He's currently sitting at 19. One more globe, and he will have the quest completed. Blaze is in a similar situation. The unstoppable frames for him on the Pyromania would be worth so much for him. That would actually be incredible if he can pull it off right now, but they're also falling behind in talents. So the objective hasn't really done a whole lot. Has broken through the wall, but again, you deny to your opponent, and that in and of itself is already worth a lot. As long as they can now get the quests completed, and indeed they do, they will have even more power for these pressure plays, and that's what we're currently doing here. So they're starting to jump through the bottom of the map to put a bit of pressure onto the keep itself. Vala is sitting at 16 stacks now. She still has to complete her quest. So does Rexha, by the way. He doesn't have the extra armor. And it's a race again. With the camp, they're actually going for a keep race. I think this is a really dumb idea from the red team. Blaze is defending, and you can just tell that the blue team, the Pierogis, they have way more pressure here. This is going to be an easy keep for them. Guys, they will move towards the core. If this continues, they will move it towards the core, and I don't think that's a smart idea from Bigos at all. The keep is already gone. This one is on half HP. They're trying to get back, and look at Toulouse. He's actually just starting to interrupt the town portals. He's making sure that nobody can portal back, and the core is already getting raced down. That was not a good idea, and it was a game of chicken, and they lost it heavily. There's the Valkyrie. Rhaegar is down. That might just be the saving grace, but then again, we have ETC with the mosh pit. The damage is in, 55%. I think they can defend this. Vala's already running, but 3 heroes went down, and I call that still a win. Well, actually, Blaze did not defend the lane. So if the keep falls, and I'm taking everything back, and the keep is going to fall. Now it's a little bit difficult to call, to be honest. The keep is down. If the keep would still be there, I would probably say it was still worth it. But as it stands, it's 49%, a level lead. Boss is going to be taken, or Immortal is going to be taken too. Yeah, that is... Okay, this is a bit tricky. I mean, in the middle of the fight over the core, they decided that they would not be able to win it with Rhaegar falling before he can Ancestral. So, they moved back from it. But that Immortal is going to hurt now, and they can only try and reduce the damage a little bit. I mean, stop the bleeding somehow. Maybe set a backdoor up. It seems like that's exactly what they're going to try and do. So they're starting to move through the bottom of the map as it happens, in an attempt to take this. I mean, honestly, that needs to be expected by Team Migos. I actually think it's getting more and more likely that the Pierogies are going to lose this. Yep. There it is. They already discover what's going on, and right now it's who wins the fight. And there's a talent advantage for the red team. Red team has the talent advantage to take the talents right now. Immortal is on the map, and this is going to be really difficult for the Pierogies to defend. That's the quest completed. Valkyrie gets a bit of value, but it is not enough. Blaze is still at the front, and the fight is not over by any means. The blue team is just saying, okay guys, let's go for it and go for a potential win. In the meantime, this one is just shredding the entire wall. And the fight continues. Quest is completed also for good old Rexa, which means that we're having the extra armor on him on Misha. Blake Kidney is defending this. And with Vala and the double arrow, they should be able to burn this down quickly. I don't think they're going to lose the game here, but this is just such an incredible one. This game is so weird at this point. Ancestral goes through, the bunker makes that possible too. And yep, the Immortal is not going to go through the core. It will take the keep, but I highly doubt that they can go for core in this case. But both of the keeps gone mean you are in trouble, and in a lot of trouble at that. This is such a weird game now. 49% on the core, but the Immortal already gone. I doubt that they are going to try and make a play here, especially since it seems that Cassia is going to die here. Vala is actually not at this part of the fight. She was split off towards the right. If she would have been left, she could have gotten this one. Oh! Valkyrie into the taunt. What a setup. That was insane. It barely grazed Vala, but that's what they needed. And now it seems that Zarya is going to die too. Oh, the mosh pit. The mosh pit is in. And still Cassia survives. And ETC is about to go down. They save him, but Zarya is dead. So is Cassia though, and so is Li Ming. Rhaegar with the triple kill. What the fuck? Bleak Kidney. Calm down, brother. Oh my god. 83 on the core. Vala back in a second. The bunker is up. They're still trying to get it. I don't think they can. They just don't have the damage dealer anymore. Yep, Vala is trying to close that distance with another jet propulsion and a few more slows. The Luke might just be able to seal the deal for Garrosh. Yeah, body blocks, that's something that they could maybe push out here. Vala still has her ult, gets another hit through with a frost shot, but Rhaegar really went for it here. What a game! This game 3 is insanity. And that Valkyrie also, Vala nearly dodged it. It really just tickled her a bit. But at this point, yeah, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, it's going to be a 5 versus 5 with 2 keeps missing for Pierogies. I mean, the bot lane is not going to be a big problem. It's more so about the top lane, honestly. If Vala gets a quick hit in, Vala is going to race this one down within seconds. I mean, seriously. Vala with a double arrow right now, this is going to be solid damage. I mean, just look at the damage output that they have. And now Rhaegar is coming in too. That lightning shield is going to make the big difference. Yep, that's a little bit more energy now for her as well. And the halftime show actually won by the red team. Yeah, Rhaegar just came in a little bit too late. They're going to look for that slide again. I don't think they can get it here. Camp is also taken. If that pushes through the top lane, that would be fantastic. But they're making the race for the Immortal a thing. And it seems like they can win this one. Uh-oh. There's the stun, the ult, Valkyrie, and the double kill. Rhaegar and ETC are down. So is Blaze. And Bigos is coming back into this series. That's game right here. What a setup. 6 kills against 15. And boy, are we in for a series now. That was definitely something. What a turnaround here. The entire game, full fiesta. Vala goes down on the right side of the map, suiciding a little bit. I mean, at this point, it didn't even matter anymore, of course. The core is getting pressured from all sides. And this best of 5 is heading into game number 4 as Team Bigos takes down the Pierogis in this Polish qualifier for the Nations Cup. GG and well played. Game number 4, everybody! The Pierogis have to play on Alterac Pass now after they just lost on Battlefield of Eternity. It's gonna be a quick draft for a simple reason. At least half of the draft is gonna be pretty quick right now, because Team Bigos actually had an accidental mispick, and therefore the draft was immediately cancelled and restarted. Again, gentleman's agreement in the semi-pro scene that we have here, the amateur scene. It happens occasionally, and all of the teams are absolutely on board that if you announce it right away, that picks like that can be changed. So there was an accidental double mage pick that they made, and one of the heroes was supposed to be Blaze instead. But doesn't really come as a shocker. Now, I went already over a couple of these things, but I want to highlight it again. We could actually, in theory, even see an Illidan being picked on the map, because the Pierogis, or at least the HGC part of the team, picked that in the past too. But it depends a little bit on what's being taken on the other side. With Vala already claimed, there's also an opportunity for maybe a Tacita pick from Blikitne, because, well, Junkrat has been banned out, and as the third ban, we actually, what did we see? Greymane. Greymane gets banned out now, as far as I can remember. And that is another hero that Blikitne has actually played. Now, obviously, his hero pool is bigger than that. He has played with Maiev in the past, other heroes as well, but he has consistently been a player that also specs into Tacita if they want to play a double support. So that's an option for them here for sure too. Ana got banned out to deny the Li Ming position. And in addition to that, now Malfurion gets picked, and that should be in the Malfurion and Blaze rotation, which is exactly where that kind of mistake snuck in, and then the draft was remade. And yes, exactly here. So from here on out, there are options for the blue team. There's a couple of things that they can actually do. Still, if you want to play a global, then you probably have to think about picking Dehaka here or Falstad, and well, they pick both. Fair enough, works for me. So a lot of a global focus that they have. They can play the macro game, rotate around the opponent. The last pick, then again, what is Team Bigos going to do now? They have the chance to force this into Game 5 and maybe represent their country in the upcoming Nations Cup as the two Polish teams collide in this mini-qualifier. And Alterac Pass, it might be the last map, or it might be the map where Team Bigos forces the tie. And their pick in the damage department is Jimmy. Reyna is coming in. And with that, we're heading into our 4th game of the Best of 5 series here at the Nations Cup, the Nexus contest. Let's jump straight in without further ado. Game number 4, ladies and gentlemen. Alterac Pass is the map, and we have on the left side the Pierogis, with Portibos on Rhaegar, Blikitne on Falstad, Zadoon on Melganis, Toulouf on Dehaka, and DAB on Vala. To the right side of the map, after claiming victory on Battlefield of Eternity, Team Bigos with Richu on Blaze, Sartras on Johanna, Scope on Malfurion, Boss on Liming, and Devsio is playing Reyna in this 4th map of the Best of 5 series. Okay, so let's check out who's going to claim victory here. Are we actually going to see the champion emerge after this map, or do we go the full distance today? That's a big question. Already, we have Monster Hunter on level 1. We're currently looking at Wingman for the blue team, for Falstad. And the spray game seems to be on point. Hold your ground for Johanna. Always the question, hold your ground against Laws of Hope. Different playstyles that are emphasized by this. Both talents absolutely viable. And the drag is actually missing. Toulouf misses the drag as everybody just moves past them. But yeah, now that the rotation is actually starting to the top, I'm getting reminded that it was a dumb idea to rename the two Polish teams into different food choices from Poland, because I'm starting to get hungry just looking at those names the entire time. Down to the bottom. There we have Portibos this time on Rhaegar. It was actually funny. In the last game on Battlefield of Eternity, Blikitne on Rhaegar had only 8,000 damage over the duration of the entire game. that in and of itself is not really surprising. The surprising part was that despite the fact that he had very little damage output, he was the one who killed the most heroes. He actually killed 3 heroes in total, more so than anyone else. So while the little doggy might not have been able to contribute a lot of damage to those kills, he went in for the final bite nearly every single time. So it was kind of fun. So now with Teloof at the bottom of the map and Falstad top, you have a lot of global activity from Pierogies. And that could really be the difference in this game. Because if you have a lot of global pressure and you can play the macro game, especially after the map opens up and the forts are taken down, then there's a lot of wiggle room. Talk about wiggling. DAB wiggled his way out of this one. Bolts are nearly connecting the combo and damn. Oh, the kill against Mal'Ganis. Okay, so Li Ming is not fucking around in this one. Nope. 1 kill against 0. That could have nearly been a double kill. Level 4 talents come still in for both teams, but that ball is down. Yeah, that was a nice attack here. Stack slowly acquired from DAB, but I gotta say, nice play so far by them. So yeah, Falstad is already thinking, I might have to help out here, like I don't know. Whereas Blaze for just a second looked a little bit AFK to the top. Full on focus into the lightning shield from Rhaegar, by the way. Going from the electric charge into Stormcaller. Yeah, and the first prisoner camp is up. Normally the teams delay that a little bit and don't go for it straight away. Instead waiting for level 7 is pretty much customary. At the bottom of the map, still Johanna sitting tight. I also want to highlight that we have the Strangling Binds on level 4 for Malfurion, meaning that we are looking again at the Deny on Rhaegar's Ancestral, which we've seen several times in the past, of course, too. So, yeah, let's see what's going to happen with this one. For now, top side, still a bit of value. Camps are getting claimed again. And nobody is caring about these prisoners. That must be a little bit annoying. Just imagine for just a second that you're actually imprisoned by your opponent and you know that there's a couple of boys around that could help you out and they just don't give a shit about you. I must feel bad. I don't know what that cavalry guy and the raider on the left side actually did to piss their allies off this much, but no matter what it was, they should really just like get into a corner and think about their behavior a little bit, because whatever it was, it obviously hurt some people, and that is not okay. 10 stacks for Blaze on his level 1, so he wants to get the new habits here and get his unstoppable frames. Now that level 7 talents are in, the party has started, and with Boomerang on Falstad, he can make the global plays. And talk about globals, good old Teloof at the bot lane with Dehaka is already trying to get that global value. Over here, the wave clear, thanks to the lightning shield, is ready, and the objective is actually starting in favor of Bigos. They're trying to put that in. 6 stacks on Vala's level 4, make it 7. Missing this one. Arrow is missing, Blink Kidney is flying in, gets some solid damage out with the Boomerang, and they're actually starting to go for Janna here, but at the same time the stun comes in against Teloof. There's the quick burrow, and they're trying to get the counter damage, and look at Mal'Ganis! Damn, he wants some damage, he's not the only one. Blink Kidney comes in and receives a quick penetrating round from Jimmy, which definitely ruffled a couple of feathers there, but did not deliver the kill. Okay, 4.8 seconds missing for the red team to pick up the first objective. We're not there just yet. 5 minutes into the game, we're still looking at talents. Falstad flying over, using the wingman and the rest to grab this one too. And towards the top, there's the action right here with DAB and Zidune. The double channel allows them to grab the camp for now. Now they just have to defend it for a little bit longer. The cavalry, finally happy that someone is giving a shit about it, is already looking there and saying like, alright boys, I'm never gonna do it again, I'm sorry, I offended someone. And just wants to be released here. But it's not happening yet. Instead, Boss is in trouble. Oh, he's not the only one. Looks like Li Ming might fall. Yeah, but still survives here for a bit longer. Good heals coming out from the back line. Boss also doesn't have the healing ward now, so no level 4 for him. Everybody just going for the tap again towards the fountains. But yeah, 8 versus 8 experience. We could at some point see level 10 dropping into the hands of the players here. Okay. Little move towards the top from the Haka. Could move in again. And Blink Kidney eats a lot of damage. Jimmy is asking, well, do we want to get a little bit beaten up? And apparently Falstad came in. Tuck, 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 tuck. There's the kill against Malfurion. The new habits are there. DAB survives. The camp is claimed, but the kills. Li Ming and Rhaegar both down. It's a blow-for-blow situation. Again, a good drag from the Haka. Nice follow-up. Oh my god, like what the hell? DAB, they get the kill against Reyna. Jimmy down, and they try and get a bit more, but it seems like both of the frontliners are able to escape that situation. Level 10, a level ahead for the Pierogies. And honestly, with how this has panned out, they should actually be able to defend against these raiders pretty easily. We have 18 stacks for DAB. Falset is already at the bottom of the map trying to take this one down. But without level 10 abilities, you can't really be too aggressive here. Honestly, if the drag connects, that might be a problem for Johanna too. Drag is in, Zadoon comes through as well. They want the kill against her, and well, that's it. Goodbye, sweet prince. Down she goes. And that is a completed quest. Oh, close call. Malfurion nearly dying. Yeah, 4 kills against 2. And oh, Hyperion. Look at that. I like Hyperion. Honestly, I am a huge Hyperion fan. Raiders are the usual pick for Jimmy. But honestly, good Hyperion zone control over an objective, that can really make a difference here as well, especially if you have some stuns to lock the opponent into it, or you have just to push at any point. The quest completed super quickly for Vala. That is going to give DAB a lot of momentum in these fights, for sure, especially around the prisoner camps. But now there's also bosses on the map. 5 minutes in, these bad boys spawn, and we have one top, we have one bottom. And with the double global, there's a lot of plays that you can make around those. This is one of the cool things if you have that Monster Hunter build. You can just rock that boss within seconds. It's just amazing. Double arrow coming in, good repeating arrow on level 7, the quest completed on level 4. The AB wants to probably get some damage in. Oh, misses the first one. A bit of miscommunication between them. Oh, the deep dive! And Jimmy is dead. Jimmy down, and yeah. Yeah, Vala rustled his jimmies a little bit as she went in with the damage, especially since she was also willing to drop strafe onto him. Now Falstad flying once more into the mid lane, and they're looking for the next kill already. The roots on the ground as Malfurion is laying down the lawn, but not able to follow up on that. Nice isolation, and there's another kill. Oh my god, the drag comes through, and they might even get Johanna after this. Bunker placement is making that impossible as it turns out, but damn, this game is starting to tip in favor of the Pierogies. Nice aggression for them. I really like the way they're coordinating the attacks now. Now level 13 talents are ready for them. DAB is a little bit low on mana though, but Zadoon is already sitting tight here. He's invading the side of the horde, and the rest of the team is probably going to follow up on that to claim the objective. And DAB is saying like, you want an arrow? You get an arrow. Honestly, at this point, you know that DAB, if he could, would be a soldier player. You want axe, you get axe. Yeah, he's just delivering arrows for everybody. And yeah, they're not really making the play for the objective yet, despite the fact that they have the talent advantage. And everybody is starting to be afraid of DAB. It's actually a bit crazy. Every single time that Vala appears, everyone is moving away. It's like, not again, dude, not again. This is damage at actually. I mean, we're currently having him at 26,000 top damage in the game. Yep, now they go for the camp, and they will have a solid lead here. Also, talking about leads, that double global is coming through for them big time. Top lane gets attacked here. There's an attempt to slow that down, but the objective is still solidly in their hands, and the Haka might even be able to get another wave top before he has to make his move back down to the bottom of the map in order to help out here. Red team without level 13 is still very hesitant to go for that fight. They really don't want it. Now finally they pick up the extra talent. Giddy up is in, and that's a chance now to take that battle. The Haka is going to move in any second. Still busy up at the top, but the kill against Mal'Ganis. As I said previously, Li Ming is not kidding around this time. 3.6 seconds. And Taluf is still sitting tight and saying like, well, I mean, if Mal'Ganis doesn't make it, then I probably don't have to move down here. Okay, there's our Hyperion, plus shield, and goodbye. Vala down, good coordination. Yeah, they're rocking it. Again, you can't underestimate Bigos. I gotta admit, after 2 maps were won pretty convincingly by the Pierogies, it looked like the red team might not have a prayer here. But if you underestimate these boys, they are going to make you regret it. And that's exactly what we're currently witnessing. They're staggering the opponent's deaths, they're getting their kills in, they're still 1.5 levels behind, but that doesn't mean that they can't make the plays. there's obviously an attempt by Toulouse to delay this for as long as possible because they want Vala back to business. And so as long as they can just like tap in every now and then, it's good for them. And let's not forget that Falstad and Dehaka are still going to get global value. So the longer they can put the opponent in a place where they can just stall out the situation, the better for them at the end of the day. Level 16 talents are a big lead too, but it's another 10 seconds that are needed over here. There's the attack again. Toulouse comes in, could go for the isolation, hits it on Malfurion again, and they want the kill. There's the bunker. Nice Mighty Gust in order to prevent him from moving into it. The objective taken any second. Barely stopped in the double kill against Jimmy and against Johanna. Jim Joe down, Malfurion dies too, and they're about to grab the objective here. As good as Team Bigos are, and as much as I have to really say they are doing a great job here, Pierogis have 3 former HCC players on the lineup and experienced players outside of that too, so it is still difficult. And just look at Vala racking this with the arrows here. Double arrow once, twice, and that boss is just obliterated. In addition to that, we're seeing the cavalry coming in, and that makes things quite tricky now for the red team. 10 kills against 4. 3 level advantage. The blue team is the one that is attempting to finally seal the deal here and represent their country in the Nations Cup for glory, for honor, and for a pretty hefty prize pool. So there's a lot of money on the line too. As much as we're talking about the honor of representing your country in this tournament, there's obviously also a lot of money on the line here. Just look at this push. I mean, this is pretty much a keep guarantee. To have the Raiders pushing in plus the boss, I mean, this is insane. You can't stop that. It's just not happening. Question is more so, can they use the talent advantage to maybe even get a bit more out of it, aka go for the core? Chances of that happening are very, very low. But Falstad is using his chances to move through the top lane and take at least that wall down. So thanks to the cavalry, they can make that happen. And there's another fort that gets eliminated in the middle after the remainder of the Pierogis have moved from the bottom towards the mid lane. Now, Falstad, well, again, Seething Hatred, by the way. Falstad with the Afterburner. I can't really help myself. Every single time I hear Afterburner as a talent for Falstad, I just imagine Stitches with the Putrid Bile, where he's just like farting around. So every time I hear Afterburner, I just imagine that when Falstad gets attacked and he's trying to barrel roll away, he's getting a little bit too excited here, and there's just a little bit, you know what I mean, and then you know he's just like speeds away there. So it's a weird picture, but it's just one that I can't shake when I hear that talent. I connected too much with that Stitches animation. Talking about bosses topside, by the way, Falstad has the Mighty Gust. That is one where the Gust would be definitely needed. Comes in, there's the Gust, they go for it, Jojo is down. I mean, it's a desperate attempt by Team Bigos, but you can't really blame them for it. The kill against Li Ming, the kill against Malfurion, Vala is ripping them apart, and that's gonna be a 5-man team wipe. As the entire team gets annihilated, the boss moving through the top side right now, 50,000 damage for Vala. They even have the time to go through the keep here in order to remove another armor shield from the core before they go for it. It was a desperate attempt by Team Bigos. You can't really blame them for it. They need to make a stand at some point, and this was one of the few opportunities that they had. But obviously, it means the end of the game here, as we're looking straight in for that boss. It's gonna be the Pierogis that represent Poland in the Nations Cup. Anything else would be a miracle right now. The attack is there, the boss moves in, Johanna just melts away like Swiss cheese in the sun. And now it's a victory. A 3-1 in the best-of-5 series with the wind tunnel dropped at the end of the game. The Pierogis are going to represent Poland at the Nations Cup. GG and well played.
Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video, and I hope that you enjoyed the match and the commentary. The remaining time of the video has been added to protect against spoilers caused by the length of the video itself. But please keep in mind, though, that this does not only mean more work for me, but also has a negative impact on the popularity of the videos and the channel because of YouTube's algorithms. It would be greatly appreciated if you'd consider supporting the channel and help me to continue the daily esports coverage by clicking the join button below the video or supporting me through the Patreon page linked in the video description. Thanks a lot for the support, and see you guys next time.